Kikipocalypse. It's time for crafting and it's time to make stuff. It's time to get together and discuss stuff. We know that there's a lot of stuff to do, and we're gonna do till everything is all through. Kikipocalypse. Episode 14.
Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies and see what we can learn.
This week's film is Dr. Seuss's 1966 cartoon classic, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the completed look inspired by the Grinch. Let's watch Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The reason I'm doing the cartoon version instead of the live action version is because I like the cartoon version. This cartoon just absolutely nails it from beginning to end, with everything from the singing and the way that it all goes together, the simple nature of it, and the fact that it's just bright and beautiful and colorful and happy, and of course opens with a song in Whoville of everybody singing and getting ready for Christmas, which is on its way. Watching this much earlier than I usually do in the season, but all it does is make me want to put up my decorations. Then it stays up until Epiphany, my birthday, at least. Oh, now we've had the introduction to Whoville, so now we're going to meet our, I guess not, you could say antagonist, but he's more of the anti-hero, I guess, because we're following him, so he's the victim of the story. It's funny because apparently the Grinch was actually based on Dr. Seuss based the Grinch on himself. Apparently the location and geography around his house was legit. Like, he lived up on a hill and would get grumpy around Christmas time because it's like, oh, it's gonna get crazy, there's gonna be people and traffic and this and that and the other. And of course my favorite character, Max. The only reason that you can tell somebody's not a complete, like, lost mess of a human being is that they have a decent dog, that they've raised a decent dog. Although he's not super nice to Max, but Max loves him, so there must be some redeeming quality. The funny thing is, it never was that the Grinch hated Christmas specifically. He really just hates the noise. The only way that he's able to stop the noise is by sabotaging their celebration. It's like, they're called earplugs. Be a snowbird, go on vacation during the winter if all you're gonna do is bitch that your neighbors are too festive. I mean, granted, children are annoying, and especially if they get gifts like this, because
I can't wait till they're old enough for me to get them a drum set.
Because, I mean, it's evil to give children noise-making things. I can't say I'm not on the Grinch's side. No, in the end would be bells and singing and celebration. I always wondered what the Grinch's backstory was, because he lives in proximity in a cave. It's like, it's not a special cave. Like, it's his home, so I respect the fact that it's home, but it's just a cave in a mountain. And the fact that he lives close to them probably indicates some sort of, like, sub-level psychological need, that even though he's a hermit, you know, and he has a dog, so obviously there's an underlying need for connection. 53 years. Another little indicator when Dr. Seuss wrote How the Grinch Stole Christmas, he was 53 years old. The plan is to destroy a community's celebration so that he isn't inconvenienced. Again, kinda. I guess it also has something to say about the idea of living in community as opposed to living independently. fundamentally opposite ways of thinking, because even though he doesn't want to be around people at all, he lives right next to a big community of noisy people that at least once a year celebrate in a really noisy, obnoxious way. So I do appreciate the fact that he hand makes everything. Any movie that has a crafting montage in the middle, I mean, come on. Although I can guarantee what he cut out would not result in what he ended up with. Good effort, nonetheless. I don't know if I ever realized how completely epic his bed was. He has a pretty sweet bed. It's not just a cave. Because, I mean, he literally is just saying they're too noisy on Christmas morning. Or Christmas Day. So tops we're looking at 12 to 14 hours that he's irritated. So yeah, it's overkill. I love how Max, oh my god, Max is the best part. Oh, and make him pull the whole sled. Yeah, he's not really super nice to his dog. Especially the whole, like, whipping part. That's not cool. But, you know, gotta start out as an asshole if you're gonna have an arc. If your heart is normal size and it grows 3 sizes, it just means that you're gonna have a heart attack or congestive heart failure or something. If it's tiny and it grows, it's a story arc. If it's normal size and it grows, then it's, well, it's a different kind of story arc, I guess. The looks that they give Max are just like so cute. Like he's just down for whatever. I wonder what kind of dog he's supposed to be. The amount he quivers, you'd think he's a Chihuahua, but I think that's just from mild emotional abuse from his green parent. This cartoon style is so incredibly iconic and beautifully rendered. It definitely has the feel of that sort of late 60s into 70s aesthetic of every color being just slightly off. Mr. Grinch. They're not too worried about physics. Apparently one of the controversies involved in the original release of the movie is that the gentleman who sang the Grinch song, essentially, which I always thought, it's not that the two men's speaking voice sounds the same, it's just that the way that he sings the Grinch song, it's how I imagine Darth Vader would sound doing karaoke. I don't know, is that a thing? That's probably not a thing. Hoo-hash. And of course the random Boris Karloff in here didn't register until I watched it as an adult. And to this day, I still just don't see it. I just don't hear it. Some of the frames, like this one coming up where it pulls back, yeah. That one, like as a kid, I remember almost making me, like, make my heart hurt. Because it was just going from beautiful and festive and exciting to the look of an empty, abandoned space, and that always just struck me as being really sad. And so that particular pullback has always just been one of those shots that I think is influential in the way that I register movies. The camera move can reveal information, timing it to the way that the filmmaker wants you to see it. So even though you're seeing the mantelpiece, you're only seeing 10% of the whole room. And so once that filmmaker and the timing on the way that filmmaker decided to do that pullback gives you that information in a specific timing. So you're able to develop a punchline or the wah wah simply by a camera move. That always, to me, was really interesting within cartoons, because within this time period, as you're seeing with most of the shots, everything is a still shot or a just very slight pull out to create dynamic motion, because most of the framing is actually still, but it would have a slight pull in, pull out. But that one pulled out enough to give new information. So that I always found really interesting in the way that, you know, and this is another one where it's close up on him and it pulls back to give you that punchline of just how much he's supposedly taken away from the town. Oh, that poor Max. Again, physics don't really matter. Sure, yeah, you whip the dog enough, it'll pull the 3 tons of crap and trees you just pulled out of people's houses. Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, that makes me tired just looking at it. So we are 20 minutes into the movie and the Grinch is still an asshole. Like, his arc goes right up to the end, because he is still exactly who he was at the beginning. Only he's now self-satisfied because he thinks that he's destroying Christmas, so they're just gonna be quiet so he can, sleep in, since he just stayed up all night doing this. Boo-hoo. Oh my god, they're singing anyways? What? What? How can they still be in a good mood when he took all their Really, I don't know the words. Welcome Christmas, Christmas time. Welcome Bahurai. Welcome, welcome Bahurai. Well, this time is here. Christmas time is here again.
Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small.
Okay, so what actually changes here for
without
him?
any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch.
Although I'm imagining that the singing was a lot less annoying than some of those fucking sound machines that they had pictured. It came without bows.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
Which, yeah, so this, I'm obviously overthinking it, but so he realizes that Christmas is not just about stuff. But then the stuff starts to fall. And so he saves the dog. The dog's fine. The rest of it's just stuff. But he's still going to go save the stuff, even though he has now come to realize that stuff isn't important.
He rode into Whoville, he brought back their toys, he brought back their floof to the Who girls and boys. He brought back their snoof and their tringlers and fuzzles, brought back their pantookas, their dafflers and wuzzles.
Okay, since I'm overthinking it anyways, I don't know how he sort of did the mental gymnastics that he did in order for his heart to grow 3 sizes. So they sing. So he realizes that Christmas is more than stuff. And then he's part of their community. Okay, well, I mean, it's a sweet story. I'm just happy that Max now has a. Okay. Definite classic. Totally love it. Once you get too far into the questioning, for whatever reason, the Grinch became a better Who adjacent creature. And most importantly, Max now has a nice owner who hopefully won't whip him anymore. So I'm just going to call it a win, because it's definitely a holiday classic. So that was Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Absolutely will watch it every single year. Absolutely will never try to dissect the logic curve of his arc, because it doesn't make any damn sense once you start to question it. So we're just going to move past that. Great songs, fun characters. Max is my favorite, and I think of everybody, Max wins, because he got to end the day with a better owner and some roast beast. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. We are doing a really fun giveaway for the holidays. I have tons and tons of handmade gifts that I have made over the years, plus some special little bonus extras for every movie nostalgia theater that comes out during the holiday season. I am going to be giving away a extra super special gift box. All you have to do, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment with your favorite movie, a comment on this movie, or just a little gift box emoji. All the details are in the description below. Keep an eye out for lots more coming in the next couple of weeks, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I think I need to go decorate now. Got a lot of movies to make it through the next few weeks, so I hope to see you around a lot.